My topic for today's discussion is life worthy investment. Because in a way, you all are into the investment industry, and I'm going to share some of the tips with you based on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. And those tips are very much relevant for you as an individual and when you are advising your clients, when you are giving them any advice on the business front, those tips are going to help you. So I'm going to start with a small story. There was a sage. Sage means like someone maybe like me. So there was a sage, and he was invited by someone in the house to give a discourse on Bhagavad Gita. And that family was quite rich. When he went to their house, at the entrance, they had a big car, very big car. Then he was just watching everything. He was going inside, and the house was pretty big. He looked at the house. Then, he met with the family members. Even the family members were quite influential, good looking family, nice family. Then finally, he started speaking. So when he started speaking, then he started, whatever he saw when he entered in the house, he started seeing different objects. So he started comparing all those objects with different zeros. Zeros, okay. So he said, okay, the first thing that I saw in the house was car. So that was 1 0. The second thing that I saw in the house was a big house. That was another 0. Then third thing, the big family, the nice family, that's third 0. And the fourth 0 is that he invited so many people and everyone graciously came to attend the event. So when people have their prestige recognition in the society, then definitely people do come, right? So he had that prestige. So that was the fourth 0. So likewise, he had so many zeros. So these are just some of the examples. So he said that, well, sir, you have a lot of zeros and I'm happy to see all these zeros. But unfortunately, something is missing from this. Can anyone tell what was missing? So many zeros. He has everything in his possession. But one thing is missing. Number one. One is missing, we just talked about zeros. So the question that comes before us is, what is the one? We may have all different possessions, but if we miss one, then whatever zeros we may have, ultimately those zeros does not have any value. So the one is ultimately God in life. So he observed in their family they had everything, but unfortunately they did not have one. So likewise in this world, we see a lot of people doing a lot of progress in their life. And when they do progress, progress is fine. All those elements of progress can be compared to different set of zeros. But there is no one. Because ultimately, in the name of progress, actually one is missing. So likewise, the sage said that you have everything, but you do not have God in your life. And you may add so many zeros unless and until one is not there, or in other words, God is not there. Those zeros does not have any value. But as soon as you add one, then whatever zero you fix afterwards, and it has a value. So we are simply busy in accumulating zeros, but we are not conscious about one. We are missing one in our life, and this is quite significant. So one can be equated with purpose, or that same one can be equated with God. When we talk about education, you all must have studied different things in your life. I also studied. After pursuing a lot of studies, I realized that, the fundamentals are missing everywhere from our educational system. No matter how much progress we may do in this world, but if fundamentals are not taught, then what is the use of that progress? We want our kids should have good sanskar. But is there any education system exists in the society that can actually give good sanskar? It's not there anywhere. We want that our kids should study in DPS, Alcon, this, that. Who is teaching sanskar there? Which college, which school is focusing on sanskar? So that's the very basic thing missing in today's society. Now I'm going back to Bhagavad Gita. What Bhagavad Gita talks about the different principles on investment. Now you'll be surprised that Bhagavad Gita talks about investment. So the first text, 2.38, there Krishna says that Labha Labho Jaya Jayo. That means that in your life, whether you gain or lose, you have like success or failure. He is telling Arjuna that you should perform your duty. Not with the idea that you have to gain something out of it or you are going to lose something. You are responsible to perform your duty. So you all are responsible to perform your duty. And do not be conscious about how much benefit you are going to gain. That's one principle. The second principle that Krishna said in Gita again, he said to Arjuna that, you have to perform your duty with equanimity, 2.48. There he says that, Yogastu Kuru Karmani Sanga Tyakva Dhananjaya. So that means that again you have to perform your duty. How? You have to perform your duty in an equipoised state. When we use this word equipoised, it means samta bhav in Hindi. Samta bhav means you have to be equal to the all situations of your life. So there will be happiness and there will be distress. There will be success, there will be failure. So likewise, we come across different situations. And though that equanimity, Krishna says that equanimity is nothing but it is yoga. So we have to come to that platform when we are living in this world that we are not really affected by even success or failure for that matter. Because the rule of this world is even the success is not going to stand for long and definitely failure is not going to stand for long. Nothing is going to stand for long, but still we crave for success. Failure we do not invite, but it comes on its own. So we have to have that faith that even the success will come. We do not have to be too much worried about success in life. That is 2.48. Then next text, 4.22. So there Krishna says that Yadichha Labh Santusto Dvanda Tita Vimasara. So there he is telling that ki whatever benefit comes on its own accord, be focused on to that. You have to make an effort, but don't be crave for making an extra effort, extra endeavor in your life. A lot of people talk about success. Do hard work and you will have success at your doorstep. That does not really work in true sense. We may talk about it, but it does not really exist, unfortunately. I'm telling you the fact. Society is promoting that ideology that the more you will work hard, the more you will have success. But basis my 22 years of experience, both does not really go together. It is a fabricated concept that our society is teaching. Because there is another rule that always says that समय से पहले और किस्मत से ज़्यादा किसी को कुछ नहीं मिलता. आप लगे रहो सुबह से शाम तक, करते रहो भाई. इट इज़ अ रूल. आप कितने बड़े बड़े प्रवचन दे दो, वो आते हैं मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर्स. आई एम नॉट ए मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर. आई एम टेलिंग यू क्लियरली। मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर आते हैं वो पूरे पावर में, एंड वो सबके अंदर पूरी पावर भर देंगे, वापस आएंगे, लोगों की भी पावर खत्म, मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर्स की भी पावर खत्म। ये करो, वो करो, ये करो, वो करो। अरे ग्राउंड की बात करो, रियलिटी की, होने क्या वाला है, व्हाट इज इन रियलिटी गोइंग टू हैपन। वी मे टॉक बिग थिंग्स, but do these big things really work in life? We have to live on the practical platform rather than just making theories and motivating people by motivational words. The motivational words do not have a real intrinsic value unless and until those motivational words are not applied in true sense, in true spirit in the day-to-day life. Everything remains theory. You may not like my talk, okay, fine, but unless and until you do not apply, nothing is going to change. It's not something like some magic is going to happen. I will tell you something for 45 minutes and it will turn around your life in a different dimension. It's not going to happen. We are not here to make false promise. We are simply here to educate you about the knowledge and the value of the Gita. If you will apply that knowledge, you will see that change or transformation in your life. If you do not do that, it's your call, it's your life. You have to decide what you want. Okay, so this is 4.22. The next is, again, now it's about greed. Actually, when I was a student, I was not a good student in English. I never dreamed in my life that I'll be speaking English in front of people like you all. It was just a dream which was just in the air somewhere when I passed my 12th, because I was from a government school. Then I just happened to go to an English teacher to learn English a little. So he taught me one word, uh, galpal. Galpal is like girlfriend. So gal is for girl, I think, galpal. So Gal. So in Gita, 16th chapter, text 21. So there Krishna says that there are three doors leading to hell. G is for greed, A is for anger, and L is for lust. So you all can just connect. You all can easily remember this by mnemonic. Greed, people want to invest their money and they have greediness in their heart. They want, like, you just turn that 100 into 1000 in 1 year. This is their expectation because they are being greedy. They are having false assumptions in their mind. They think कि आपने डाल दिया so it will multiply like anything and it will turn into like a big number, because they are filled with greed in their life. So ultimately this greed sucks, and we all as human beings have this greed. In this material world, we are just living on the premise how to have more, more, more and more. Is there any system exists that helps you to have a control over your greediness? I don't think so. The likewise same principle applies to anger. We become angry very, very fast. Anger manifests and it creates a lot of trouble in our life, and then it creates trouble in the life of other people as well. And then the relationships are ultimately getting into the big struggles and mess, because we have expectations. If our expectations are not met, then we become angry. So society teaches us how to have more and more expectations. We make false dreams, actually. In reality, those dreams do not exist. So I was talking about anger. And then the third element is lust. Lust is basically nothing but the desire to enjoy. It is not just sex, but it is the desire to enjoy this word in any form. Then you will say, okay, should we leave enjoyment? No, there is a proposition for that also that I'll speak in the end. But the crude form of enjoyment ultimately leads to hell. Now you will say that, okay, who has seen the hell? So you're talking about hell. We do not believe in hell. We do not believe in life after death. Actually, it's not a subject matter of your belief. Reality is not dependent on your belief. Reality is always a reality. Reality does not change with what you think. So if Gita is telling it, so it exists. And it can be proven scientifically. It can be proven logically as well. It is not just a false propaganda from our Vedic text. It is reality. We are going to suffer whatever nonsense we will do. We may suffer even just in few years, or maybe we may suffer in next life, but suffering will be there. So GAL, greed, anger, and lust. And this is what actually happens even when we are living our life as an investor, also at times. There are so many desires. They think that the investment will fulfill all their desires. It's not going to happen. How many of you have seen LIC logo? LIC logo has old Sanskrit mnemonic to it. It is Yoga Shema Vahamayam. Actually, it is taken from Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is telling about devotees, how Lord protects his devotees. So there Krishna says that if you are practicing the science of devotion, because when you become involved into the devotional life, then you are not too much conscious about your aspirations and achievement in this world. But you also, as a devotee, you have to live your life. And you are not really conscious about it. Then, in one sense, Krishna says that whatever you do not have, I will award you. I will give you that. And second, Krishna says that whatever you have, I am going to protect it. That is the meaning of Yoga Shem Mahamayam, which LIC borrowed from Bhagavad Gita. So that is the assurance that Krishna gives to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. And my friend, that assurance was not only for Arjuna, that assurance is for all of us. So I was talking about this assurance is coming from God, and at the end of the day, when we talk about our investments, the two key reasons why we go for investment is, one is that we want to have a safe future. That's the key reason. Second is that we want to be careful of the emergency situations. And third probably is that we want to live a retirement life with a hefty bank balance in our account. So people tell it as either passive income, or people say, wealth maximization planning. All these different concepts are being taught in our society, right? These are the key areas of like why people go for investment. Now, I have talked about Bhagavad Gita. I am going to talk about some of the practical aspects. I have touched upon some of the key principles from Bhagavad Gita. See, when you talk about investment, the first rule is to invest something, you have to have something. To have something means you have to save something. If you do not have the habit of savings, then you cannot invest. Simple rule. And to save means you have to have a control over your spending habits. Now, when we talk about society, the society that we live in, In our society, there is no concept that exists that teaches us how to really have a control on our spending habits. Am I correct? The more when we are the more we are entering into this westernized version of our society. The westernized version is that okay, you don't have to save anything. In West, that concept even does not exist. The saving concept does not exist in West. It was more prominent in India, but as the time is moving on, people do not have that habit of saving their money. Because if they are earning 1 lakh rupees a month, they have made so much of expenditure that entire 1 lakh rupees is just going in the water. Am I correct? Matlab, as soon as the salary gets credited into the account, within a week that same salary becomes zero. This is the normal habit. Savings कैसे होंगी? क्योंकि इच्छाएं भरी पड़ी हैं. There are so many desires within the heart. So how we will be able to save? You want to have this. There is no question of saving. This is one big problem. The second is that we say that patience pays. Like when you are going to the investor to invest their money in some portfolio, now they want immediate return. उसको बोलते हैं windfall gain. They want quick return. Actually, we know that when we talk about mutual fund business and all those things, there is no concept of actually immediate gain. You have to have patience to really have some reasonable return out of the investment that you make. Now people do not have patience. They're lacking patience in their life because they are not spiritually oriented. So spiritual orientation is missing, and that's why people do not have patience in their life. Now another thing is competition sucks. Competition sucks means when you see that okay, this person invested this much money and his money got doubled, tripled, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, मैं भी करूँगा. I remember my days when I started my first job. It was my association with Power Finance Corporation. So Power Finance Corporation, they had their IPO. And it was like very successful IPO because I was into the legal and secretarial department. वहाँ पे तो there we have this all, how the stocks are going. All those things are very close to our profile. And there was a quota reserved for the employees. And all the employees were just in the air. Because it's a time to invest money, and they were just planning all day now how to make money, how to make money, how to make money. So there was a phase initially when they came up with the IPO, it just like shooted up. And then there was a time again it started falling down. So people were trying to make money, and people see others and they get inspired. This person made money, I will also make money. What is this happening? This is ultimately this race of competition. But we forget the rule that the luck that other person carries, we may not carry the same luck. He has that luck, we may not have that luck. Now the rule that we all have to remember that luck exists. When we go to exams, I remember my school days, college days, exams when we used to go and everyone tells best of luck, good luck. From where that luck comes into the existence? Why do we talk about it? What is the relevance of luck? If you really think logically, the modern education does not have even an explanation to this very concept of what luck is all about. Right? Can anyone tell me what is the logic behind luck? How does it work? Who is controlling it? Why do we use it? You all might have used it, you all must have heard it from others, but we never think about it. What is it? This is a fundamental disconnect. We do things just because our society has taught us that we have to do this. But we never go into the deep of why it has to be done. So ultimately, the competition sucks. So बातों की एक बात. And the next is, the fourth one is about expectations. Life में we should always keep worst expectations. Always have that visualization at least, that this much worse can happen. So definitely in general that worse won't happen, but you are visualizing that, and then you are taking conscious steps with that visualization of those expectations, the worst expectations, but you are not unnecessarily expecting that, I'm going to multiply everything. I'm telling you these things, maybe then you can educate this to your prospective investors. These are very fundamental basic rules of life that we should live with. You also as an individual should live it, and you should inspire others also to live that life. Now, last point, and with this I will be concluding my talk. The fourth point is, at the end of the day, we want to retire early and we want to spend some quality time with the family with the idea that we have some passive income in place. All these things are ultimately revolving around one basic fact, that we want to save time somewhere. Am I correct? Yes or no? Yes. We all want to save time somewhere. Now, okay, you want to save time. You may spend your quality time with your family. You may have time for yourself. And at the end of the day, what you are going to achieve by saving your time? You want some peace? You want some happiness? What else? We do everything. We save time. We have made money. What is next? I meet people and they say that, okay, now we are enjoying our life. We have made a lot of money. We got early retired. And we are living with that savings that we have. What is next, sir? They even do not have clarity on what is next. So save your time to do something tangible for a noble cause. Then you have to know what is the noble cause. People themselves do not know what the noble cause is. What is good for them, they do not know. Then how they will identify what is good for others? If you want to do good for others, first you need to know what is good for you as an individual. So if your plate is full, then only you can pass on something from that plate to others. So we all have our own definition of what is good for us, what is good for others. But what is good as per the teachings of Bhagavad Gita? The good as per the teachings of Bhagavad Gita for all of us is that Mana Krishna Niveshayat. Now here Krishna is talking about Nivesh. Nivesh is investment. So there Krishna is talking about invest your time in knowing me, or in other words, God. That concept do not exist in today's society. We are saving time, but ultimately we are wasting time. Even the time that we are saving. Because we are not investing that time in understanding God. See, at the end of the day, no matter how much wealth you create, how much time you save, ultimately, it is God who is sanctioning all those things. Now what happens? We keep God aside and we do everything and we are happy with our life. God is at his home, we are at our home, we are enjoying, let God enjoy. This is what is going on. So God is saying, okay, keep on enjoying, then you will keep on suffering, the cycle will keep on going, and finally you will be rotten one day. And maybe the time will come in your life when you will realize someone like maybe myself or some sage who visited that rich man's house will come and then try to wake you up. Brother, you are sleeping. Please wake up. It's time to wake up. You have made a lot of zeros in your life. Now it's time to focus on one. So don't waste your energy on accumulating zeros around you. Think about how you can have one in your life. Do you have any tangible plan in place? I'm just asking a question from all of you to accumulate one as of now. Anyone? आप सब कम से कम 25 ईयर्स के तो होंगे शायद 25-30 तो एटलीस्ट आप ये मान के चलिए मोरलेस हाफ एज तो चली गई स्पेशली जो लर्निंग एज थी लर्निंग एज इज गॉन अभी तक आपको ये नहीं पता कि वन कैसे आएगा जीरो तो आ गए सो पर्पस इज मिसिंग गॉड इज मिसिंग प्रोग्रेस आ गई प्रगति हो गई हाई लाइफ बहुत ऊपर बढ़ रहा है आगे Actually, the whole concept that I want to tell you is whatever principles are there in Bhagavad Gita, those principles will remain just principles if we do not invest our time in our purpose and understanding God, for which we had saved time. वो principles लिखे होते हैं बोर्ड पे कंपनी के principles बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं But it should not just be there on the board. It should be there in your heart. To have it in your heart, you have to work hard on something that society doesn't want you to work hard on. You're getting my point? Society will not inspire you or society will not motivate you to work hard on something on which you actually need to work hard in your life. So zeros बहुत सारे आ जाएंगे. So with this note, I would like to conclude my discussions for the day. If anyone has any question, they are most welcome to raise it. And thank you all for with your patience listening. Patience also pays.